everyone, Urmila here. Today I'm going to show you how to make some really delicious vegetable fritters. These fritters have a variety of different vegetables in it and tofu as well. So this is another way that you can use tofu and incorporate it into your daily meals. This is one of my favorite snacks, and it's really tasty to eat, and it's really simple to make as well. So let me show you what you're going to need next. So for this dish, you're going to need, we're going to add all the things into the bowl straight away, and then I'm going to just mix it through so it just makes it a bit quicker for you. So you're going to need 1 onion, 1 green chilli that have been chopped fine. Let's add that into your bowl. 1 carrot that has been grated. 50 grams of bean sprouts. They haven't been blanched, so just fresh. 50 grams of bean sprouts added to your bowl as well. 1 stalk of spring onions. I've used the white part and the green part, so just use the whole stalk and just slice it fine. 1 tofu. So this is the fresh firm tofu. You don't need to press it to remove excess water or any of that, because the water gives you need to add water anyway to this dish, so there's no point in squeezing out the water from the tofu. But we're just going to break it up with our fingers like this and add it to the dish. You don't want really tiny pieces, but you also don't want really huge chunks, so just be mindful how you break that up. And then we're going to need 2 cups of self-raising flour. I think the plain flour actually makes the fritters a bit more dense, whereas the self-raising flour gives it a bit of lightness. So this is what I was taught to do, to add self-raising flour. And then lastly, salt to taste. With the salt, we can add that amount for now, and then when you fry a couple of them, and then we'll have to taste and add salt if we need. So now just add a little bit of water. I've got about 1 cup of water here. I'm just adding some water and then just mixing it through. And you don't want to add too much water, because the vegetables have water in them and the water will leach out because we've added salt already. So I'm just going to add water so that it is a bit nice and thick, and it's not, as you can see, some parts the flour is still not sticking to each other. So that's what we're adding the water for, so that it all sort of combines and holds together, and then we can use a spoon and add it to the hot oil. So yeah, the other thing you're going to need for this dish is some oil and a pan to fry these fritters in. I'm just going to add a little bit more water, and then just leave it to sit for about 10 minutes so that the vegetables have some time to expel whatever water that they have in them, and it can sort of gel together, and then we can start frying it. In the time that it's sitting, you can turn on your stove and start heating up your oil, but your oil should be just on medium heat, because you don't want the fritters to fry very quickly on the outside and then not cook on the inside. So it's very important to have the correct temperature for the oil. Otherwise, you're going to have really dark fritters that are not cooked on the inside at all. So once it comes to this consistency, you can just leave it aside. You can put a bit of Glad wrap and cover it, or you can just leave it like that. That's fine. And then just leave it for about 10 minutes, and then I'll show you what to do next. So the oil is nice and hot now. I'm going to add in little spoonfuls of the fritters. So after the 10 minutes, just stir it through again with a spoon, and then just take little bits and just put it into the oil. If you make them too fat, as in too thick, then the inside will take longer to cook. So then you really need to control your flame a bit more. So it's better to make smaller ones and let them cook evenly on the inside and outside, rather than to make really big ones and then have them not cooked inside. So just keeping an eye on the fritters and just turning them every so often. You just need it to come to a nice golden brown, and then you can remove it from the oil and drain it. I'll show you what that looks like in a few minutes. So as you can see, it's probably been about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and they are nice and golden and crispy on the outside. I'm just going to drain this, and I'll show you how the inside looks next. So this is one of the fritters that I've just removed from the stove, and listen to that crunch. That's how it should look on the inside when it's fully cooked. And then just taste it and make sure that there's enough salt, and then continue frying the rest of the batter. It's probably better if you fry all the batter and then store the finished or the leftover fritters in the fridge, and they can be reheated and eaten the next day as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy cooking!